Hello students. In the previous two lectures, we have studied the digestion of protein, digestion of carbohydrates and digestion of lipids. In this lecture, we are going to study the absorption of amino acid, absorption of carbohydrates and absorption of lipids. So, absorption is the product of digestion. The product of digestion as are absorbed in the midgut, but some absorption, especially of salts and water, also occurs in the hindgut. Then the absorption of amino acid. If amino acids are present in high concentration in the gut lumen, they diffuses across the epithelium down a concentration gradients. At low concentrations, amino acid absorption occurs at symports coupled with the movement of cation, usually potassium, into the cell. Several types of the symports are present, differing in their specificity for amino acid, and cells in different parts of the midgut vary in their ability to take up different amino acids. Different amino acids enter the hemocoel at different rates and in different amounts relative to those present in the gut lumen, partly as a result of their differential uptake but also because they may be metabolized within the gut epithelium. In the locust, glutamate is changed to alanine and the glutamine, and it is this that reach the hemocoel. Little or no glutamate does so. This is important because glutamate is a neural transmitter at nerves or the muscle junctions, and this junction is impaired if glutamate is present. The amino acid form part of the primary urine produced in the Malpighian tubules. Consequently, significant quantities reach the hindgut and other reabsorb in the locust. The glycine, serine, alanine and threonine are actively reabsorbed into the cells of the rectal pads by a sodium co-transport system in the apical membrane, but uptake of proline is independent of sodium and is probably co-transported with the protons. From these cells, amino acid probably enters the hemocoel passively, moving down in the concentration gradients. Some metabolism of amino acids occur in the rectal cells. Proline is the major metabolic substrate in the locust rectum, and as in the midgut, glutamate is completely metabolized. Then the absorption of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are absorbed mainly as a monosaccharides. It is passive process depending on diffusion from a high concentration in the gut to a low one in the hemolymph. This is facilitated by the immediate conversion of the glucose to disaccharides rallose in the fat body surrounding the gut, so that the concentration of glucose in the blood never builds up. The mannose and the fructose are absorbed in a similar manner but more slowly than the glucose because their conversion to rallose is less rapid. Then the absorption of water from the lumen of the gut also trends to maintain a relatively high concentration of sugar in the gut. Glycogen appears in the posterior midgut cells soon after the glucose is ingested by the larval Aedes. It is possible that the rapid conversion of glycogen might maintain a concentration of gradients of the glucose inward from the gut to the lumen. In the Formia or other dipterous larvae, however, the concentration of glucose in the hemolymph is normally high. So, the glucose absorption must require another possibly active process. Then the absorption of lipid. Lipids appears to be absorbed primarily as a fatty acids. In stomach 6, fatty acids are absorbed in the posterior zone of the midgut and then incorporated into the phospholipids and triglycerides. In caterpillars, the turnover of the triglycerides is rapid and it appears that they are transported to the basal parts of the cell where they are actively exported as a diglycerides. The turnover of the phospholipids is slower and substantial amounts remain in the midgut cells 24 hours after the meal. The the time the at the time the rate of export of the lipids is unable to keep the pace with the rate of production of intermediate, and these are temporarily stored in the lipid spares. Then the sterols appear to be absorbed unchanged, but in some caterpillars, sterols are esterified in the gut cells. Here we completed the chapter that is digestion and the absorption of protein, carbohydrates, and the lipids. Thank you.